never go wrong with the
Yeah. Yeah.
crush it.
I've done $400 million online, and today one of the brands that I recently acquired has just done $2 million. Now, I built brands and sold brands for $128 million when I was 21. This is what I wish I knew when I was a first-time founder that has made this entire thing possible. Now, the goal is freedom for you to make a shit ton of money, but also have a shit ton of time to build the life that you want, right? If that is what you're looking for, I'm going to share with you 4 key things that made this possible to go from that person who was on the treadmill working every single day, making less money, or making a lot of money but taking less money on. By the time you're done watching this video, you know what it takes to be that person, what it is costing you to be the current person that you are right now, what you do need to tweak that will ensure that you have a successful business. And if you stick till the end, the 4th one is the key, most important thing that you have to be for this to happen. Now that is out of the way, if you're watching this video, you probably already own a business. You're on a brand, right? The goal is, how do you make sure your business is not golden handcuff that is keeping you stuck? That good? Cool. Let's get into it. 14 years ago, I got into business. What I am about to share with you, I had zero idea of when I started. So when I started, I was handling all the department. Matter of fact, you probably do the same thing, and maybe that has gotten you to 6 figures. But what got you to 6 figures won't get you to 7 figures. What got you to 7 figures won't get you to 8 figures. And what got you to 8 figures won't get you to 9 figures. As a 9-figure founder, my brand Phoenix Watches did $51.8 million in the last 4 years alone. So I definitely know what I'm saying. Now, this isn't about me. This is about you. What does your lifestyle probably look like right now? You're grinding, you're working, you're building a business. It's probably making good amount of money, taking care of you, but you don't have a social life. You don't have time for yourself. You don't have time for your loved ones. And it is hitting you deep. Every time you go to bed, you wake up thinking, oh, what am I going to do? How am I going to do this? But the real question is, who exactly are you? You probably built this business because you wanted something that could give you a good life. Maybe you used to work the 9 to 5 before, or maybe you're like me, never worked the 9 to 5. You just wanted to build something that could give you some money that could cover your bills. Now, what they don't tell you is your business can only grow to the power of your self-belief. Do you see yourself as someone who could run an 8-figure business? Do you see yourself as someone who could possibly make $10 million in a year? Now, if you do see yourself as someone who could possibly make $10 million in a year, you now have to think, how exactly does someone who does $10 million a year think? Because if right now you're stuck under $3 million a year, the main thing is, where are you allocating your time and your energy and also your intellect? You own a business, but if you treat it like a side hustle, all it will ever be is a side hustle. I went from starting my entire journey when I was 14. When I was 18, I had my first $1 million month. When I was 19, I had my first $1 million day. One of the people that I respect the most always says, anything you want to accomplish will take the time that you decide it's going to take, right? So I went from making, in 4 years, I had $1 million month, and within a year from that, I had my first $1 million day. So like from age 18 till age 19, I was able to make my first $1 million day. How was that possible? It's the power of company culture. Everybody you bring into your business has to understand what exactly you're looking to accomplish here. And when I talk to founders, I always tell them, build a brand that you can sell someday. But which, when I started, the goal was never to sell a business. I just wanted to make $18,000 a year. And to you, you might sound crazy, but sincerely, when I got into business, that was the goal. Let me make $18,000 a year and I'm good, right? But when I saw someone, trailer oiling, make $1 million in a day, it became like, bro, this is what I want to accomplish. This is what I'm trying to get to. And I knew I couldn't do that all by myself, right? Which is, so how do we make this possible? I started writing it down. Every role that I was going to hire into, I started creating systems and operations. So every time that I wanted to hire someone into a new role, I would create a documented process that they could come into and understand. So if I was to hire someone for email marketing, I would tell them, hey, this is what I need you to do. This is how I need you to go about it. And that way, people knew where they were coming into. But company culture goes beyond just documenting your process. Company culture is like, what are the values here? How do we get things done here, right? And in my own business, I don't really think there's any like crazy chain of command. If you are the one who is at that point of interacting with the customers, you are the key decision maker and you know what is expected of you. Make sure the customer leaves happy, you create a great experience, and also the speed of getting things done is very, very important, right? So just go get the shit done. Now, I don't care how you do it, as long as it is done, that's all that matters to me, right? And so you need to develop a proper company culture where A, players want to work hard, people want to work in your company, they want to be a part of what you're building, and only then will you build something successful, right? Now, I've told you the first one, it's self-belief. If you don't have enough self-belief, you will not have a big enough vision that you bring people to key into, right? So you see how everything links back into each other, right? And then the third point is proximity to the right people. You can never see yourself making $1 million in a month if you've never seen someone make $10 million in a month. And that's just the truth. I always tell people that if people don't think your vision or dreams are crazy enough, you're talking to the wrong people, right? If you're saying, hey, I want to make $1 million in a month, and people are not telling you, yo, what the hell? What the fuck are you talking about? You're not talking to the right set of people. Because when you say that and you hear that pushback, you have a big dream. When you say something you want to accomplish and people are like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, you're gonna do that. No, that's not the right room to be in. You're going to be in rooms where, yes, you say that, they're like, what? Then you go find the subset of people that'll tell you, yes, you will accomplish this goal, and this is how you will accomplish this goal. That's what I mean. So proximity to the right people is very, very important. Right now, within the next 4 years, I'm gonna have a $5 billion net worth. I have mentors that do $56 billion in a year, right? Like they are worth tens of billions of dollars. And there was a time I spent 200 grand, 250 grand thereabouts to spend time with a billionaire, and it was the best decision of my life. I spent 5 days with the billionaire, right? I made a video about that. I'm probably going to make, an updated video on being around a billionaire. In essence, you have to be in the right environment with the right people for you to know what is attainable, and you have to experience pushback from people. So you're building a business, maybe you have a skincare brand, and right now your business is making $700,000 a year. For you, that's good money, right? Some people do that in a day. Like I literally did $2 million today with the brand that I built, right? Like the brand that I acquired. So you need to be in close proximity with people that make your dreams feel small enough, but also make you feel like, yes, this is something you can accomplish. Now, the most important factor in all of this, like all the points I've mentioned leading up to this are very, very important. But this last point is very crucial, and it will determine whether you even do 6 figures or you do 8 figures, or even you end up having a company that does 9 figures. And this is adequate staff compensation. So we live in a world now where it's actually easy. You could find someone that could do the same service for $1,000 that someone who will charge you $25,000 would do, right? There's no lack of labor, but there's not enough company that give enough incentive to keep people around forever. And one of the key things that you experience as a founder is called employee churn. Employees will always find better environments where they feel like they can accomplish their goals, because come to think of it, these people also have dreams, they have visions. There are intrapreneurs, people who are aggressively trying to build successful businesses, but they don't want the risk of building a successful business, which is why they will work for you. Now, if they feel like goals with you is capped, or their income or their wealth with you is capped, they will always seek better opportunities, right? And so for you to build a successful company, you need to create a good compensation structure for people that work with you. And it's that simple, right? Like say in your company or your business, there are 5 departments, right? And there's sales, there's marketing, there's logistics, then you have like your backend, people who handle your backend, right? And you have people who handle like your creatives, right? You have to make sure, like you should create a leaderboard within your company where you encourage healthy competition. Like, oh, let's see who can drive more bottom line, who can add more to the bottom line of this business, who can make this business grow. Because now if you make your employees want to work with you and also want to contribute to the growth of your business, knowing that at the end of each quarter or at the end of every 6 months, there's going to be a reward for the highest performing staffs, what would happen? Of course, they want to make you money. They want to hit the goal, and by hitting the goal, they make you more money, which ends up making them rewarded. But you also have to know what drives people to do stuff. Some people are driven driven by status. They want you to praise them in the midst of their peers. And some people don't give a shit about getting praised. They just want money. So understand your company, understand the staffs that you have working for you, and understand how to make them give you the best, input possible, and you will have a successful business. Now, this is exactly what I wish I knew when I started out in business, and obviously I'm going to be dropping more insights and gems. If you found value in this, make sure you're subscribed to the channel.
Because I'm going to be backing it. We will turn this table around.
You see the photo? The two picture, the down two picture is small.
Yeah, it's fine, no problem.
Okay.
It's fine. Yeah. Like, it is going to be the backdrop. So now this is no longer going to be a storage room. Like when someone said my office looks like a storage room.
What is this poster about?
It's really just cementing my legacy and the things that I genuinely enjoy. I like riding horses. I like supercars. And I just want this place to reinforce my beliefs because I work here, right? So the walls are empty, but if I have something like this as my backdrop, it reminds me of what I'm building towards and also like the kind of person I am. I'm building a $5 billion net worth. So every day I wake up, I see black billionaire, I'm like, hell yeah, let's do this shit, And then focus for me represents so much stuff. It's not just like a frame. It's like, I know focus is what would allow me to build the $1 billion net worth. Focus also has a man that is in chiseled shape on it. So it's like, hey, focus on the goal, right? And then when you add black billionaire by the side, it's like, you genuinely know you can't build to multi-billions if you don't have focus, right? So, and then like there's the Rolls Royce, right? I like Rolls Royces, and you can't have a Rolls Royce or you can't buy a Rolls Royce if you don't have extreme focus. I've already driven a Rolls Royce, but this is something I want to gift to my wife. So that's why it is there. And then we have the horseback riding, and we have this one, which is what if I didn't give up, and a Bugatti. You also have to be like extremely wealthy to be able to buy a Bugatti. And then a mini jet. And then we have here horseback riding and also a Bugatti. So this room is just going to consistently reinforce who I'm trying to become and what I'm looking to accomplish. And that's it. So by the time this is done, this place is going to be looking like a war room, a fucking war room. When I come in here, you motherfuckers better be ready. Start to make some billy, smoke some billy. Yeah, so we're looking to make it harder for birds to be in this place. They've just been shitting on my fucking terrace. And I want to make it harder for them to be here. So now we're thinking of how, man, moving into a new place is fucking crazy because every time there's something you have to work on, something you have to work through. So yeah, if we can figure out the way, or if you're watching this and you can give me insights on how do you make it hard for birds to consistently stay in your terrace. I want to make this place nice, like my front porch. I'm always working in the office, but then I barely step out here. And I'm like, what do I do with this place? It's such a nice place. I think I could always film content from. I just barely use it. So if you have some ideas for me, please let me know. If you are familiar with birds, let me know. How do you make it hard for birds to be in a place? So finally, we have this installed. And you might be thinking, why exactly all this 5 and what significance do they have to me? First off, let's start with this, black billionaire. You might think I'm crazy. A lot of friends think I am. And even since I was a kid, I've always had pushback on dreaming too big. But I'm looking to accomplish something. And there are only 6 people in the world who have a net worth of $5 billion and more. And out of 250 people who fall into that category, just 6 people actually came from nothing and became something. Ralph Lauren, Roman Abramovich. But the main reason I'm even mentioning Roman Abramovich is because he's the only one who has accomplished something close to this. He did this, had the $5 billion net worth when he was 37. I'm looking to accomplish that by the time I'm 32. And there's only one black man who has ever done that. Mike Adenuga is Nigerian. I'm Nigerian too. But Mike didn't even do it when he was in his 30s. I'm looking to do it in my 30s. And so since I work mainly from here and I spend at least 8 hours in this office, I want something that reinforces what I'm looking to accomplish. And now you'd also see there's a Porsche here, which is a legacy brand. I love supercars. You will see literally a lot of this. It's like supercars. Cars represent something for me, especially like nice cars, which brings us to this one. The Rolls Royce is an impeccable piece of art and it is elegant. The only thing I don't like about the Rolls Royce is it can't scream loud when you're coming, but it still turns heads, right? I want to gift this to my future wife when she bats my kids. And the main reason is it is in white is that white signifies purity, right? I want my space to be pure. I want my space to reinforce that vision, that dream that I have, right? And then here we have the last one on the upper row, which is focus. And you will see it's a crafted Greek warrior, right? For you to accomplish anything in life, you require focus. For you to have a car like this or even be a billionaire, you actually have to be extremely focused and protect your time. To build the dream body that I want requires extreme focus, and to achieve the life that I have, it requires extreme focus. And so I want to walk into this office every single day and see all these things as the representation of, dude, you can't give up. There's people who want you to lose, but you have to stay focused on the goal. As long as you see the goal and you stay focused on it, you're going to accomplish it. Now, to this bad boy, you see, it's wide, it's nice. I love horseback riding. Horseback riding is a very, very affluent sport, but it's also something that is regal. Back in the days, only the wealthiest people could afford to own horses. I mean, it's still true till date, because when you see the veterinary bill to maintain a horse, you know that, okay, yeah, this shit it costs more than some people's houses. And I want to raise my kids to learn how to ride horses before they turn 10. I love riding horses. I don't think I can date a woman who doesn't even know how to ride horses. Then we have the Bugatti. This is something that only a few people in the world will ever have the privilege or honor to call theirs. I want to be one of those people who can say, you know what, I have the money to get the Bugatti, I will get allocated a Bugatti. And then the final piece to my right. What if I didn't give up? This is a jet. Looks like a fighter jet, but it's a jet. And this is a Bugatti. Bugatti represents the pinnacle of great engineering for me, and I want to walk in here every single day as someone who's a supercar lover to remind myself that you're not just building the life you're building for yourself, you're building it for a lot of generations. And look, everybody likes what they like. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't take drugs. I get high on cars. I love cars. And so this is why I got these pieces, because I feel like they will remind me every single day what I'm working towards, how much impact I have to create in the world for me to get the rewards that make it possible to have this. And I hope someday you dream big enough, you dream so big everybody around you calls you crazy. And what's the worst that would happen? When the dream is so big and you dream and you put in the work, maybe you don't hit that dream, but you will be far ahead of everybody wherever you land.